Ah, the fourth Pokemon generation. This one's personal. A nostalgic trip back to our Hokkaido-inspired land of Sinnoh, formerly known as Hisui.
You sure played those games a lot, didn't you?
Ah yeah, infant me used to play those games for hours on end. All those 3.5-hour drives to our family vacation home in Maine. You'd think I'd know a thing or two, but there's still so much to learn. It took me forever to become champion on my first playthrough.
Speaking of champions, Cynthia. It's great how much Game Freak knows how much fans love her character. So much so, they decided to bring her back around in Gen 5 twice. In Black and White, she can be found and battled in Undella Town during the summer. A reminder to never walk into strangers' homes without at least one ice type.
And in the sequels, you can battle Cynthia as part of the cast of the Pokemon World Tournament. Oddly enough, they don't love her Melodic as much. While Cynthia's team was brought back for the Pokemon World Tournament and in the form of Volo's team in Legends Arceus, neither instance brought back Melodic, instead substituting it for Glaceon in Gen 5 and for Hisuian Arcanine in Legends Arceus. Although I guess I understand that one due to Melodic not being in the game.
But Cynthia had it in the Ultra games and in BDSP, so there's that at least.
Alright, let's get into the Pokedex now. This game's got a real interesting dex. They decided a whole bunch of Pokemon from previous generations needed new evolutions and stat buffs to combat some kind of recent power creep.
Roserade me in telling these lovely viewers about the type representation in this gen, Trev.
Alright, cricket tune in, boys. In Gen 4, the most represented type goes to an absolute squad, subscribe/squad, of normal type. I think it's worth naming them all.
Happiny, a cute little Chansey baby that they forgot to put in Gen 2?
Starly, Staravia, and Staraptor. I'm kind of mad because Staraptor was a missed opportunity of being a flying, fighting type like Hawlucha. But unfortunately, Game Freak was insistent on having them just be regional birds. Still cool though.
Ambipom, because everyone was totally asking for this Pokemon to exist. One of my favorites though.
Baneri and Lopunny, ever increasing the retention rates of Pokemon's adult male player base. I don't see it, but apparently Game Freak does. What kind of violence were they inciting with that mega design? I mean, come on.
Munchlax, the first revealed Pokemon of this generation, coming out a full 2.5 years before Gen 4's official release.
Glameow to Perugly, portraying a timeless tragedy that is the life of Kayden, only on HBO Max.
You know what, Trev? Fine, you're right.
Chatot, the only Pokemon that allows you to officially swear at your friends during battles the Nintended way.
Licky Licky, because yes, they were cooking.
Togekiss, a little meh at first in my opinion, but honestly became one of my favorite fairy retypes of Gen 6. Also super scary on Cynthia's team.
Porygon Z, Porygon Z, Porygon D's.
Now you can't make the same joke as our Gen 2 video.
I'm sorry. The way those eyes look imply that the dubious disc might have had some Baneri clips on there.
Regigigas, the Continental Titan. Such a cool design in Pokemon, but held back by one of the worst abilities in the game.
Kind of like Gramps. And finally, we have the literal god of Pokemon, immovable object yet unstoppable force, capable of bringing the creators of time, space, and the distortion world to their knees. Bidoof.
And then, of course, Bibarel, the Pokemon that no longer needs to exist thanks to Ride Pokemon and Pokechap updates.
Oh shoot, I guess we forgot Arceus too.
Oh, come on, but who cares? Can Arceus build dams in Pokepark Wii? Can you play hide and seek with Arceus in Jubilife Village? Yeah, he got his own game or whatever, but the only reason I ever had Arceus was because Toys R Us existed and I sat out in the parking lot resetting my IP address on my DS so I could get like 20 of those things to each hold a plate. It was sick.
Praise Arceus!
Can again, amen!
And while Bidoof was given no events in Gen 4, sadly, at least it didn't get the rug pulled out from under it. The original plan was to have a specific item, the Azurflute, distributed to players, which would allow them to access the Hall of Origin atop Spear Pillar. This was too complicated, however.
Yeah, I get it. Too complicated. So instead they decide to make the Pokemon where you had to talk to 30 people in the underground, acquire an odd keystone, and go to a hyper-specific location in the game to catch.
Alright. Let's talk about the Copperage in the room. Sinnoh's 5 fire types.
Bro, come on. It gets talked about enough. Let's not beat a dead Mudsdale and instead talk about the second least represented type of this generation. Can you think of it? I couldn't even get it at first. In a region hosting a route with so many giant mountains, cold routes, a gym leader of this type, and honestly one of the most iconic routes, lakes, and towns based on this type. We only got 6 new ice types, 4 of which are evolutions.
Glaceon, Weavile, Frostlass, and Mamoswine.
And only 1 original line.
Snover Cleveland and Barack Obama Snow. We really could have used some more ice types to combat Cynthia's Garchomp, don't you think?
Quick rant. Can it with the Gen 4 fire type hate people? Gen 3 only gave us 4 electric types, and I don't hear players complaining there. Gen 2 only gave us 1 ghost, 1 dragon, 3 fighting types, and 4 poison types.
Come on, bro. Turn off those nostalgia blinders. At least in Gen 3, you could use those electric types in any playthrough. It's wild in Gen 4 that if you didn't pick Chimchar, there was literally no new fire options available for your playthrough of Diamond and Pearl. Ridiculous.
Okay, I guess. Hey, I just remembered. Can we count Rotom, Heat, and Arceus as fire types too?
Good try, but no. The appliances did change Rotom's moveset in Gen 4, adding the moves Blizzard, Leaf Storm, Overheat, Hydro Pump, Air Slash, or returning to Shadow Ball. But Rotom's type did not change with its forms until Gen 5. Kinda seems like they were intentionally trying to keep fire and ice type counts low.
Ah, the Mandela effect strikes again.
As for Arceus, I guess I don't have an answer for you, but if you counted Fire Arceus, you'd also have to count the rest of them, except normal twice?
No, I guess you're right. There's no saving the fire type in this gen. Magmortar sad. But at least he can scroll through his iPhone looking for friends on Bumble.
Speaking of iPhones, let's talk about Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs? What's Steve Jobs got to do with anything?
Bro, let me cook.
Like Tim Cook? Are we putting on our Apple Vision Pros?
You know how Apple always said there's an app for that?
And yet I'm still incapable of talking to women.
I swear the Pokedex was my version of the iPhone. Literally more utility than my Nokia Flip.
Dude, did you ever get all 26 apps in the game? What were your favorites?
Well, they removed it in BDSP, but I swear the move tester is how I learned the type chart, man. I didn't have access to the internet reliably at the time, so the moveset tester is what had me mastering the ways of rock, paper, scissors early on.
What? You weren't alive in the days where the paperboy brought Bulbapedia and Milk Tank milk?
I swear if you don't stop bringing up Miltank in these videos, I'm going to—
Okay, relax. I can't tell you how many times my friends and I would use the roulette wheel app to decide stuff. It's like the modern day picker wheel app I use to choose our showdown challenges, physical therapy exercises, board games.
Or which fast food restaurant is going to destroy the toilet in the hotel I stay in?
Also, Nintendo basically invented the game Cookie Clicker by mindlessly having us tap that counter app for hours trying to lock it at 9999. And while breeding our Pokemon, we'd watch that step counter go up waiting for our eggs to hatch.
Random interruption for the craziest Gen 4 fact that blew my mind and somehow inspired this whole series of videos, caves.
Caves? What about caves? Gen 4 had some notorious ones, I guess. Hard to get through because of all those HMs.
Get this. Gen 4 was the first gen where you could enter caves from a different direction than the front. No. In Gens 1 through 3, the caves were only entered from the front everywhere throughout all 3 regions. Now caves become more exciting with the addition of the other 3 directions. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, then.
Gym leader time?
Okay, yeah, let's rip through some of these gym leaders. And note that these are some of the most blatant examples of type-based names you're gonna get in all of Pokemon.
Like The Rock, Rourke, who uses the Pokemon with a crazy high attack stat, Cranidos.
Or Gardener, Gardenia. The one time I ever saw Cherim in this game, since there's no way 8-year-old me was gonna mess around with those dang honey trees.
Or Get Lean, Maylene, the
only time you'll go to the gym in real life or otherwise.
Oh, the things I wanna say, but I'll leave that to chat on.
When you go back to school, it'll be kind of like we're doing a physical special split for the fall.
That's it, I'm done. How about Fantina, whose Pokemon gym puzzle turned from math in Diamond and Pearl to a fun shape game in Platinum, but unfortunately they went back to math in Gen 8.
Or Wake, Crasher, Wake, the hydrated version of Nacho Libre.
Nacho!
Then there's Iron, Byron, father of Rourke, who uses the Pokemon with a crazy high defense stat, Bastiodon.
Hopefully that defense holds up in court when all the gym challengers sue for negligence in a gym puzzle that's frankly deadlier than all others.
And then we have Ice Candace. Like, can this video get any longer?
Or can this video make you finally decide to subscribe to our channel because we've had some banger first few videos and we've got more coming? Or...
And then Volkner, who in Dominant Pearl uses the likes of Ambipom and Octillery on his team. What?
Oh, come on. I think his well-rounded team was a good step for the series. It shows the evolution of Pokemon and their willingness to change the formula every now and then.
Speaking of evolutions, didn't you want to sleep talk through those before we wrapped up?
Yes, Gen 4 evolutions. The Dex was based almost entirely off the mechanic, and I thought it'd be fun to name them all, so let's do it.
Gen 4 brought a lot of new evolution mechanics to the series, and built off some existing ones too.
To start, we had some gender-specific evolutions, like Burmy at level 20 evolving into its corresponding Wormadam form if female, but then into a Motham if male. This reflects the real-life bagworm, where males metamorphose into a moth, while females stay inside their cocoons for life.
And then there's Vespiquen, who only evolves from female Combi, of course, referencing Queen Bee.
We've also got some new evolution items that I swore were trade evos, but they're not. If you level up a Sneasel holding a Razor Claw at night, it'll evolve into Weavile. If you level up a Gligar holding a Razor Fang at night, it will evolve into a Gliscor. And if you level up a Happy Meat holding an Oval Stone during the day, it will evolve into Chansey.
Then of course, there are new trait evolutions, since we always know I need more encouragement to go out in real life and make friends. The Protector for Rhydon, which I assume is its armor it gains when it evolves into Rhyperior. The Electrizer for Electabuzz, and the Magmarizer for its counterpart Magmar. The Dubious Disc for Porygon 2 to evolve into Porygon Z, the main purpose of which is to allow Porygon 2 to hold the Eviolite and torture competitive Pokemon players for years. And the Reaper Cloth for Dusclops, allowing it to finish its life cycle of no legs to no legs again.
We've got some new area-based evolutions, a new thing to Gen 4, all of which would have to change when they decided they didn't want to have to put Moss Rocks, Ice Rocks, and electrically charged areas in every single game.
I remember looking everywhere for that Icy Rock in particular, man. Couldn't find it on Route 217 and thought it was in Snowpoint Temple or something like that.
I think the true requirement wasn't the Icy Rock, it was just the bang and route music.
We had some more attack-based evolutions. Of course, starting with the Ancient Power Group, Yanma, Paloswine, and Tangela, all evolving when leveled up knowing that move.
Lickitung learning Rollout, even though I thought rolling tongues was like a genetic thing. I don't know, I still can't do it. Maybe he rolls his R's while he evolves. Ricky.
There's Apom learning Double Hit. Gosh, those gloves remind me of that one SpongeBob episode. Now I can't get it out of my head.
And of course, they couldn't help themselves. They had to add a couple more babies evolving when learning Mimic. Fitting for their evolutions, actually. I love these. Bonsly becoming a mimicking tree, and Mime Jr. becoming, well, a literal mime.
Yo, that's tough. And then we have the 3 new stone variants. The Dusk Stone for the Gen 2 counterparts of Murkrow and Mischievous, and the Dawn Stone for male Curlia and female Snorunt.
2 of my favorite evolutions from this gen. Love the Dawnstone.
And the Shiny Stone for Togetic and Roselia.
Okay, pause. When I was little, I literally used to think this is what made Pokemon shiny. I always wondered why people thought getting shiny Pokemon was so hard. I told everybody at school that I had multiple shiny Roselia and that I would happily trade some. Gosh, stupid little 8-year-old. Stupid. It's not as stupid as that one kid who traded me a shiny Zubat for a Roserade.
We had one of those Pokemon in your party specific evolutions. Kind of like the having a 6-slot opening your party for Shedinja type beat. But this time, needing a Remoraid to evolve your Mantike into a Mantine.
Game Freak. Tell me why Mantyke's catch rate is 25. Literally one of the hardest to catch in the game. When I was trying to complete my Pokedex, this thing took me like an hour to catch.
Okay, kid. Okay. And of course, we finish off with some friendship evolutions. Badoo and Chingling during the day, and Riolu at night when it gets enough Riz. Aura.
Did we miss anything today, Kayden? This has been a loaded Gen 4 vid, I think.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk about contests.
Bro, what is there to talk about contests?
Well, I guess not that much. But I didn't ever know that after becoming Master Rank in all types of contests in Gen 4, you'd have some of the characters that introduce them to you go against you in contests. Like the player's mom, Joanna appears with the Kangaskhan in cool, cute, and tough contests.
Oh, and doesn't Fantina appear with her Drifloon? Kinda sick that a gym leader actually participates in something in her town in a franchise where most of the time they practically just live at their gyms and don't do anything else with their lives. We made a video about our favorite gym leaders.
But wait, there's more! Everyone talks about Jasmine's appearance in Sunny Shore City to tease Heart Gold and Soul Silver, right? But did you know that you can challenge her in her iced out Steelix in beauty, smart, cute, and tough contests?
Aw, look at the cute snaky boy, so cute, fluffy friend. Alright, okay. I've got a great contest that won't take up even 15 minutes of your time like the original contest will. Can you win at becoming a better person by subscribing to Slack Squad? Let's find out.
Can you show your cool by supporting this new Pokemon channel and hitting that sub button?
Can you show your toughness by smashing that notification bell?
Can you show your beauty by leaving a comment capable of evolving even the ugliest females?
And could you show your smarts by making that comment something we didn't touch on about Gen 4 that you find interesting?
Okay, I see who followed along there. You're a real super contest winner. You know that?
Ho ho ho, and I see which of you didn't. You're getting coal and onyx droppings from the Orebird mine this Christmas.
So that's all, folks. Kick back and live like that Gen 4 nostalgia begs of you.
It's a beautiful life out there. So go enjoy the great outdoors by kicking your feet up next to a window and resetting for the 6,000th time on your BDSP Arceus Shiny Hunt.